Hey there guys, Outlaw Dolphin here, and we're going to continue our Dragon Age Inquisition. Where we left off last time, we had just killed our first dragon. We had just completed the Siege of Adamant, and now we had just escaped the Fade. Which means our next step in the story is to go to Halam Sharal and attend the peace talks. But I want to get a few things done before I do that. I at least want to get the Emerald Graves all done and dusted out the way. So that's where we'll be heading to next. First we're just going to collect some dialogue within Skyhold before we head there. And onward towards Emerald Graves. I might do some off-camera scavenging to update some people's armor. I might go with the same people that I did for the Fade. Varric, Vivienne, Cassandra, just because. And then we'll also be able to visit Caer Oswin, which is where the Seekers are being held. We might go there first though. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll go there first. Continue. Okie dokie guys. So we're going to begin with judging. We're going to begin with judging someone.
Adamant's influence continues, your worship. I submit Lord Livius Erimond of Virantium, who remains loyal to Corypheus. We found him alive, offering extreme resistance, likely because the Order will ask for his head. In more colorful terms. To say nothing of justice you might personally require for what was suffered in the Fade.
Well, this will be quick.
Countless better men and women than you are dead. Why shouldn't this be quick?
I recognize none of this proceeding. You have no authority to judge me.
On the contrary, many officials have communicated that they will defer to the Inquisitor on this matter.
Because they fear. Not just Corypheus, but Teventa, rightful ruler of every piece of ground ye trod in your pathetic life. I serve the living God. Bring down your blades and free me from the physical. Glory awaits me.
He dies by my sword.
Lord Erimond, any protection you thought you had...
It's nice how everyone approves.
You will die by my hand.
Petty actions. Truth lies in the next world.
There you go, and we'll also have one more.
Another of the lingering pains of Adamant, your worship. Sir Ruth is a senior warden of the Order. She was one of the many who slit the throat of another to bind a demon. She does not contest this. In fact, she surrendered to us. She requests no mercy. She wants the public justice of the headman's axe.
Not a request made lightly.
You're very serious about this. Is more death the answer?
There is no excuse for my actions. I murdered another of the Order. That blood marks me more than the Blight ever could.
Accepting their actions while thralls of Corypheus, many treaties allow wardens any extreme if it opposes the Blight.
I can't do it. I can't use the greater good to justify my crimes, as if it would create a future I could be a part of. It is wrong that this broke me. I've done worse with full sanction. I can do nothing except be an example of the cost.
Normally I send her to the deep roads. Once or twice I've even not judged a warden. Once I said public humiliation. Today Andraste forgives her.
The Inquisition stands for faith. Our work has greater purpose. Sometimes we need a reminder. Sir Ruth, the Herald of Andraste forgives you in her name. Find peace in that.
Your worship, I will try.
Yeah, I feel a little bit lighter for that decision. Josephine.
And what else did Lady Forsythia say?
That she'd rather drown herself than help the Inquisition.
Anything else?
She said she'd have us flogged alive if we allied with her brother.
That does sound like her.
Cheer up, Josie. We at least have her attention.
You always do find the brighter side of things. We are in the midst of cementing an alliance with Lady Forsythia of Navarra, your worship. It's become a somewhat delicate task.
Can I help at all?
Can I do anything to help negotiations?
Thank you, but I believe I have matters in hand. I dissuaded her from sending soldiers when she learned we'd struck an accord with a brother she's feuding with. Lady Forsythia simply employs a colorful manner of speech.
That's putting it mildly.
You're rather good-natured about threats of death and dismemberment.
They are chiefly bluster, Inquisitor. Most of them. But I confess I do miss my staff from the embassy in Antiva. It was always useful to discuss the day's visitors with them.
Then discuss them with me.
I have time, if you'd like to review things with me.
I wouldn't wish to impose.
If it were imposing, I wouldn't have offered.
Well, I admit there are a few potential alliances it would be good to discuss. Right on the parlor floor, in front of everyone at the soiree. Who does such a thing in front of their guests?
The Duke of Kellington, apparently.
And then there's Cole's lurking. It frightens our guests half to death. Lord Gennard still won't respond to our letters. And Sarah, can she not find a single overshirt without mustard stains on it? Then there's Dorian. The man refuses to take anything seriously unless it suits its whim. Not to mention... Oh goodness. Have we been here an hour already?
I didn't think about it that much.
It went by so quickly, I didn't even notice.
You're far too polite. I didn't intend to go on for so long. You must think me quite the gossip.
Well, I think you're delightful.
Spending time with such an engaging woman is never unpleasant, Lady Montilyet.
Goodness. I'm glad I haven't wasted your day. Well, I've taken up quite enough of your time already. Until next time, your worship.
There we go. So we're going to see if one of my operations should have come through, and we should now be able to fulfill Cassandra's quest to find the Seekers. Okie dokie. So we're able to head to if we head to the world map, we can see Caer Oswin on here, but it won't appear on the War Tables map. It's not a so it's kind of odd that you can't get to that place, this place, that way like you can everywhere else. So you get to Caer Oswin, you have to go onto your quest map and travel to the location through this method. Here we go, and here we are in Caer Oswin. It's a relatively remote area. Some form of smaller castle built into the cliffside.
Odd that the trail should lead us here. Ban Loren is a pious, unassuming man. What has he become involved in?
It might not be by choice.
Might simply be a victim as well.
Let's see what lies within.
Okay, and as soon as we open the door, we're met with just some poor sod standing in the doorway. And we found a dungeon key. There you go, and this is also a fort where plenty of loot can be found. So if you're running low on supplies after Siege of Adamant, this is the place to come.
Promises. I should have known. The Order of Fiery Promise is a cult with strange beliefs about the Seekers. They've hounded us for centuries.
What strange beliefs?
What kind of strange beliefs?
They believe they are Seekers, the only rightful ones. They say we robbed their powers long ago, preventing them from ending the world.
Ending the world?
The only way to truly eradicate evil in their eyes, the world will be reborn a paradise. It's all nonsense.
Why not deal with them?
Why haven't the Seekers dealt with them?
We have, many times. They simply reappear after a time like weeds. Nobody knows how.
I doubt they can be reasoned with. Cultists don't sound good.
Cultists. Why am I not surprised?
This explains why the Seekers might be here, but not the connection to Corypheus. A Seeker. Did they torture him to death? The Promisers will pay for this.
There we go, when you approach this courtyard, it's perhaps best, as a mage, to maintain your distance. They fight like Red Templars. So long as they can't get to you, you should be fine. There we go, should still have one more. One of them will have an item on them that we are very much interested in. Now it's just determining which one has it. Somewhere back here. Red Templar, nope. There we are, the courtyard key.
As the Seekers of Truth have proven resistant to the effects of red lyrium, the Elder One has seen fit to place them in your care. Reclaim your destiny, and know that the Elder One expects your devotion as repayment. Signed by Lord Samson, Commander of the Red Templars. Does Corypheus not realize the Promisers want the world to end? What use are they to him?
He'll betray them first.
Corypheus will probably betray them before they get their chance.
But after he gets what he needs out of them. But this doesn't explain how he captured the Seekers in the first place, or what's been done with them. We must keep looking.
Why are the Seekers resistant?
The letter said Seekers were resistant to red lyrium.
Our abilities grant us many gifts, but a resistance to red lyrium's corruption? That seems strange. Although it would explain why none have numbered among the Red Templars. And thus Seekers would be useless to Corypheus. He would have no leash to hold us.
You're worried.
You sound worried.
I am. The Seekers are my family.
So you immediately want to head up these stairs. There are plenty of supplies in the area, but there are none that really interest me. You're going to come across one of the more interesting throne rooms you'll find. It is a bit of an ambushy area, but not one that works. Especially when you can cut up people like this. Down he goes. This is a relatively straightforward companion quest. It is kind of one of the more interesting, considering it has the most implication for a part of the religion, and partly for Templars and Seekers, and it explains the almost entirety of the Mage Rebellion.
Daniel! Daniel! Can you hear me?
Cassandra, it is you. You're alive.
As are you. I'm so glad I found you.
No, they put a demon inside me. It's tearing me up.
What? You can't be possessed. That's impossible.
I'm not possessed. They fed me things. I can feel it growing.
They will pay.
The Promisers will pay for what they've done.
No. The Lord Seeker.
Of course we'll find him. If he lives, we'll...
Lucius betrayed us, Cassandra. He sent us here, one by one. An important mission, he said. Lies. He was here with them all along. He's still working with them.
But we met the Lord Seeker.
But we met Lord Seeker Lucius in Val Royeaux. He couldn't have been here.
That wasn't him. It was a demon, masquerading.
What? How could that be?
The Lord Seeker allowed it. He let the demon take command while he...
Came here.
Oh, he's a dead man.
If we find the Lord Seeker, he's dead.
Wait. Don't leave me like this, please.
You should have come with me. You didn't believe in the war any more than I did.
You know me. I wanted that promotion.
Go to the Maker's side, Daniel. You will be welcome. He was my apprentice. I have never known a finer young man. Now we find Lord Seeker Lucius.
It's kind of disgusting. Here we go. So we've got Masterwork Navaran Sword Grip. I've never seen that one. And a Sigil of the Tusket. 100% health, but minus 100% to armor rating. The Lord Seeker won't be too far. Just up this path a ways, we'll probably have one or two more soldiers in our way. go, not bad. We are doing decent damage on our runs now. I mean, the build that I intended to make has already been created and it already deals tremendous damage.
Lord Seeker Lucius.
Cassandra, with a man I can only assume is the new Inquisitor.
Stand down.
Call off your men, or this only ends one way.
I presume you know we Seekers of Truth were once the original Inquisition. Oh yes. We fought to restore order in a time of madness long ago, as you do now. And we became proud. We sought to remake the world, to make it better. But what did we create? The Chantry, the Circles of Magi. A war that will see no end.
So you help Corypheus?
And aiding Corypheus is supposed to help?
Corypheus is a monster with limited ambition.
And your ambition is so much greater.
We Seekers are abominations, Cassandra. We created a decaying world and fought to preserve it even as it crumbled. We had to be stopped. You don't believe me? See for yourself. The secrets of our order passed to me after the former Lord Seeker was slain. The war with the mages had already begun, but it was not too late for me to do the right thing.
This is not the right thing.
And this was the right thing?
Lord Seeker, what you've done.
I know. What Corypheus did with the Templars does not matter. I have seen the future. I have created a new order to replace the old. The world will end so we can start anew. A pure beginning. Join us, Cassandra. It is the Maker's will.
This is a relatively short fight. He's not really a boss as much as he is just an enemy. He doesn't get a health pool much like Geary and Alexius does to, you know, actually show that it is indeed a boss fight. You're just kind of fighting another normal dude. I'm just gonna hack away at this archer.
He was insane. He had to be. The influence of...
Here we go, and Vidithis.
Was he trying to...
It's a demon slaying mace. So much wasted life.
All these wasted lives.
He could not have destroyed all of us. I won't accept it. Let us return to Skyhold. I wish to see what's in this book of secrets.
Just gonna see if there are any stashes of loot for us up here. Which there is. Decent pile of gold. And something I didn't quite see what that was. So I'm going to head back to Skyhold now, get some dialogue from Cassandra, and then we're going to head to the Emerald Graves. There we go, so we're just going to instantly chat with Cassandra about what we saw. She's going to be able to want to talk about the book that Lucius gave her.
This tome has passed from Lord Seeker to Lord Seeker, since the time of the Old Inquisition. And now it falls to me.
Dry reading, I take it.
That's a lot of not very exciting reading, apparently.
On the contrary, it's a delight. I'm riveted.
Oh, you're joking.
I assume you know about the Rite of Tranquility, the last resort used on mages in the Circle, leaving them unable to cast, but depriving them of dreams and all emotion. It should only be used on those who cannot control their abilities, but that has not always been the case.
It's magical castration.
You mutilate mages.
I always thought it a necessary evil. What finally began the Mage Rebellion was the discovery the Rite of Tranquility could be reversed. The Lord Seeker at the time covered it up, harshly. There were deaths. It was dangerous knowledge, the shock of its discovery in addition to what happened in Kirkwall. But it appears we've always known how to reverse the Rite, from the beginning.
Why keep it hidden?
Why keep that knowledge a secret?
We created the Rite of Tranquility. To become a Seeker, I spent months in a vigil, emptying myself of all emotion. I was made tranquil, and didn't even know. Then the vigil summoned the spirit of faith to touch my mind. That broke tranquility, and gave me my abilities. The Seekers did not share that secret. Not with me, not with the Chantry, not even with... There's more. Lucius was not wrong about the Order. I thought to rebuild the Seekers once victory was ours. Now I'm not certain it deserves to be rebuilt.
Your faith has been shaken.
I don't think I've ever seen you so shaken.
I do not think the Seekers have been doing the Maker's work. Not truly. Perhaps we believed it once. The original Inquisition came to be during a terrible time. But now, we harbored secrets and let them fester. We acted to survive, but not to serve. That is not the Maker's work.
Maybe you should let the Seekers go.
The Seekers are gone, Cassandra. Let them go.
Thank you. I could not have done this on my own.
Ah, Varric, you have a friend.
I appreciate the warning, but you shouldn't have come yourself. What if the guild found out, or... what's his name?
Are you worrying for me or for yourself?
A little of column A, a little of column B. I am the expendable one, after all.
Oh, don't worry, I'll protect you. We'll just have to... Well, this is a surprise. You're the Inquisitor, right? Bianca Davry, at your service.
Bianca, like the crossbow.
Your name is Bianca?
It's a common name. Half the girls in the Merchants Guild are named Bianca. The other half are named Helga. I lucked out.
You're a friend of Varric?
I take it you're a friend of Varric's.
Who isn't a friend of Varric's? You have met him before, right?
And why do you two look so nervous?
Why do you both look like cats that got into the cream?
She's taken a huge risk coming here herself. Maybe for both of us.
You're such a worrier. There's a giant hole in the sky. I think the Merchants Guild has bigger things to think about.
Bianca's got a lead on where Corypheus got his red lyrium.
The site of Bartran's Folly, the tag Varric found, has been leaked. There's a deep roads entrance crawling with strange humans carting out red lyrium by the handful.
Who leaked the location?
Who could have given away the Tig's location?
There were a few people who knew. Hirelings from the expedition, a couple of close friends.
How they found out isn't important. What matters is we know where they are now.
Wasn't the Tig in Kirkwall?
You can get there from Orlais? It's a long way to the Free Marches.
The deep roads are all connected. Or they used to be. Collapses and such. Some of them on purpose.
They really are roads. They spanned the Dwarven Empire, went to every corner of the continent, maybe further. In theory, you can get to any Tig using the deep roads, but in practice, there's a reason nobody uses them anymore.
We should shut this down.
We need to deal with this. As long as he has this source, Corypheus is that much more powerful.
I couldn't agree more.
I'll keep an eye on their operation. If you're interested in shutting it down, you've got my help. Try not to leave me waiting too long, Varric. I've got my own work to do, you know.
Right. That's not going to be trouble at all. Let me know when you want to head to the entrance.
We'll head to... The quest is called Well Shit. And tells us to enter Valamar. We're going to enter Valamar, but first I do want to do the Emerald Grave, so we're going to head there now. Lead Scout Harding made contact with Fairbanks and his men in the Emerald Graves, and had a run-in with the rebel freemen of the Dales. They are as violent as we've been led to believe. As for Fairbanks, Harding was unable to coax much from him. He will only share what he knows with the Herald of Andraste, it seems. Fairbanks is holding his information close to his chest. Wonder if it might relate to something bigger than just the freemen of the Dales. If there is a chance at all, then we must learn all we can from him. Harding has set up an outpost in the Emerald Graves. Be careful, Inquisitor. The Forest of the Graves is treacherous and home to enemies both new and ancient.
Good to see you again, Inquisitor. Hope you've got your comfortable boots on. The scouts have seen a number of Fade Rifts all over the forest. We've located this mysterious Fairbanks. He won't share his information with anyone but you. He and his men are camped out at Watcher's Reach, on the path ahead. From what we can tell, they're refugees from the war. Peasants, mostly.
Tell me about Fairbanks.
Tell me everything you know about Fairbanks.
We don't know much about him. He appeared after the Civil War started, helping people fleeing from the destruction. Fairbanks is likely not his real name.
And anything else on the area?
Do you know anything else about the region?
They call this place the Emerald Graves. Legend says that a tree grows here for every elven knight of Halam Sharal who perished in its defense. Makes you sad, doesn't it?
Yeah, truly.
What was done to the elves here was unforgivable.
Never again. At least I hope not.
I'll be going then.
Thank you for the information. I'll head out.
One other thing. A group of deserters from the Imperial armies has established itself here. Freemen of the Dales, they call themselves. They are hostile to the Inquisition, and everyone else. Watch your back, Inquisitor.
Because you need that common enemy type everywhere you go. There we go, so we have a camp set up here. And for me, the Emerald Graves is probably one of the most beautiful areas within this game. It's just green everywhere you go. It won't take us long to run into the Freemen of the Dales. They are just right in front of us. And the quest that's highlighted is Before the Dawn, which is Cullen's quest to find 3 smugglers' letters. They are completely dotted around the area. So first what we're going to do is find Fairbanks and discover it from him what it is he wants us to do. I got put on my ass by something. Ah, there's a bloody archer over there. Quite done? Yeah, I think so. There we go, so there's plenty of deep mushroom out here. I think if we check the map, there is indeed a rift quite close, so we're going to deal with that first. Just going to peel off to the left here. Now, this is an area where I'm actually quite happy if that goes completely everywhere, because there's lots of August Ram in the area, which means I'm going to get plenty of leather, which is Completely what I need right now. There we go. I do need leather so I can equip my scouts with new gear. So that means Sarah and Cole. Varric already got a decent helping from before we went to Siege of Adamant. There's the rift. Just in case you couldn't see it. There's also a few new metals out here, one of them being bloodstone, and the other will be, I believe it's pyrophyte, but you'll also find onyx and viridium out here in places. Yeah, make no mistake, these demons, they've taken it up a notch. You will now face greater demon terrors. And they will hurt. Okay, so what have we got there? Greater terror again. All done? There we go, some intense fire essence. What do we have in here? Almost nothing. It's kind of a shame. You just see how thick and dense this forest is. It's completely insane. And here's some pyrophyte. These are metals you will find in abundance, and I don't really have a mineral run for this place because they are literally everywhere. Okay, so we're going to head back to the main road. You can just see that there's also nug in abundance here. Hello. There we go, I'll take this. There you go, and I believe if we head back to the main road, we're trying to find a ravine. Don't want to follow the main road. We want to go down this way. This way is the quickest way to Fairbanks. There's some pyrophyte up there and I want it. And there's bloodstone up there and I have no idea how to get that. Both pyrophyte and bloodstone are constitution related metals. So they increase your health as you use them. I'm really not getting that bloodstone, am I? Nope. No worries.
Fairbanks is expecting you at the camp.
Is he now?
Yourself, I'd like to trust you. We don't trust anyone.
There you go, got Rash Vine, which is a new herb for this area. Now, Fairbanks has been helping refugees survive the war, or the civil war, between Gaspard of de Chalon and the Empress Celine. They're the two sides in this war, and Fairbanks has been helping people escape both sides. Thank you.
You're too kind.
As much as I admire you, however, I did not reach out to the Inquisition just for this. As my missive stated, we can help each other. You have encountered the Freemen. Aggressive bastards, no? They've killed a dozen of my people. We've tried to fight, but we cannot match their strength. You can. Why should you care about this, you ask? Because the free men are colluding with your enemy.
My enemy?
Which enemy do you mean?
The rogue Templars. I've seen them through the woods, heading for the Freemen bases, leaving with crates. Destroy the Freemen, and they'll lead you straight to the Red Templars. This I promise.
Then I'll see what I can do.
I'll look into this, Fairbanks.
All my information about the Freemen is right here, in our camp. Help us, and everything I know about the Dales, about these woods, I will share with the Inquisition.
There we go. There is once we head in here and we pick up everything that they have, a torn page. Needed more elf fruit, so I went with him to the grove by the strange rock on the road that looks like a grumpy old woman smoking a pipe. 3 men were there. They didn't see us at first, but Greer stepped on a twig. I didn't think that happened in real life, only in stories. That damn twig. I barely got away. Didn't like having to tell Fairbanks we lost the herbalist. Shit. They're going to kill us all one by one. We can examine this poster, which will tell us to go to a Viridian mine. This is where Freemen of the Dales have been holding people captive. There is a veil fire here. I'm going to show you where that is, where the rune is, because damned me was it difficult to find when I went looking for it. Now we can pick up this. It's just a treasure map, not one that I'm sure, not one that I think I'll be looking for.
I don't want to talk. Maybe later.
Wolf Falls. Even with countless gallons of water rushing down over it for centuries, the wolf statue remains intact. Magic, perhaps. True, because that really should have eroded. There we go, so we're just going to energize this. I'm going to go find that sneaky little rune. Just a cheeky little hint. You would have passed it. It's not too far away, I think. There you go, so we've got some rash vine. And I believe it will be on the right side. There it is. A lightning rune. It's just so obscure because I was looking, when I was first trying to find it, I looked forever inside his camp. And it wasn't there. Turns out it's just further up the cliffside. Back up the ravine. Okie dokie, so our first location is going to be the Viridian mine. It's going to lead us on a trail of investigation to follow, as it's going to lead us from location to location following Templar activity, and we're going to be picking up notes from the Freemen of the Dales. They're going to be doing exactly what the Tevinter and Venatori were doing when we entered the western approach. They're going to be falling back out of the area due to our presence. So we're going to want to head right. And if you ever get lost in this area, which is entirely possible, just always try and keep a pathway near you and always know where it goes whenever you veer. The Viridian mine shouldn't be too far away. Okie dokie, so this is the mine in front of us. Just had to deal with some... well, there was wolves chasing a deer, and then that deer ran into this mine, and then it ran out of the mine, and the wolves were still chasing it, and the Freemen of the Dales were pissed, so that created a bit of a mess. There's still plenty of freemen in front of us. I think you're not dead. Now you are. So we're going to read. Scrawled note. You've heard how the Dalish would hang trespassers. Hung them from trees, is what they say. Would you believe you can still see them? I swear on the Maker's beard. When I saw that face in the tree, I just about pissed myself. The screaming face of a murdered bastard, right in front of me. I was afraid, if I stayed long, I would hear it howling. I hadn't even been drinking. Don't believe me? Go see for yourself. Brienne. Interesting. Oh! If you hang about for too long, this guy will ambush you. He's meant to be part of the welcome party that comes out after this.
Make it take you.
So, implications on the Blight is kind of what I think this little work of art here is. The idea of a Halla touched by red and elves corrupted. They don't look like elves that we see every day. They look like the Shrieklings or whatever it is that they're called, the Darkspawn version of an elf. These elves are appearingly corrupted, and how elves on Halla supposedly fight them, or fight something, almost like cave paintings. So this is the Viridian Mine. We're also going to find some primeval red lyrium here, right in front of us. We're just going to deal with that right quick. And just give everyone a hard time. There we go, so there's a person here called Sister Costeau, who is seemingly pissed at Fairbanks for sending more people to get in the way of her plans. Sister Costeau is a Freeman of the Dale. And is the one with the incredibly huge shield.
One less for Fairbanks to worry about.
There we go. So she drops the Soul Kisser, which is yet another mace. There's plenty of loot in the area once again, and there's also lots of interest for quests. Some will do, some we will not, but one of them will lead us to where we wish to go. From Sister Costeau. As I have said, there is no reason to worry about the other freemen's cells. Since we are here in the Dales, I shall invoke the heathen philosophy of sorry about my Elven, it's not too good. Ver Adalen. The way of the wood. Each tree is part of a greater whole. It is the same with us. We are all part of a greater plan. The Dales will be ours. That I promise. No, they won't. There it goes, to find the Freeman Villa. This is the next step in where we wish to go. So we'll find another Freeman of the Dales in a vacated villa. From Sister Costeau. Hugh. Yes, I know what Duheim thinks about the people in Watcher's Reach. He's wrong. The refugees think us monsters, all because of Duheim and his like. If they get in the way, I suppose we must eliminate them. But we will not hunt them. We will not murder them. Unless they force our hand. I hope you understand. Yours faithfully, Sister Costeau. So this was probably the nicest person in their group. but
Please, help us.
they have people.
The guards had a key. It's over there. No, no!
I like how she's telling us that we're actively going the wrong way. She doesn't really point it out.
That way.
Not that way.
Yes, that way.
Yes, that way. Oh god, I really want to pick up this loot and not jump.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
God.
That's the way.
Yeah, I think I found it.
You have it. Please, please open the door. I can't stand it in here another second.
I'm only letting you out because I want the Viridium, okay? There's a lot of it.
Thank you.
There we go. So that helps. Fairbanks with everything that he wants to do. There is still one more item to pick up. Not that I don't think we need it. Oh no, Argon's Lodge. Yes, we do want that one. And some items and deep mushroom I don't need. So we have two locations to go to. One being the villa and the other being Argon's Lodge. These are two places that the Freemen of the Dales have taken for their own. We can take them back. Even use Argon's Lodge as our own. Oh, that's obsidian. I don't really want obsidian. I want pyrophyte. How can I get that close to an enemy and he doesn't see me? Oh, they have a mage. I didn't think he was a mage. Ow. All dead? All dead. Sigil of the Chevalier. August Ram and some Samite. Now this is without a doubt the most annoying treasure to get to. Simply because they're all going to follow. Which means getting back is not fun. We might even fall off. And it's not even worth it. Oh my god, this is so annoying. Because the thing is that I'm not... Oh, yeah, there we go. Thanks for that. Well, at least I didn't lose all my guard. That's all I'm saying about that. Where's the next location we must head? Closest one is actually a smuggler's letter. And then the villa. And then some more red lyrium is nearby the villa. So we're going to try. This smuggler's letter should just be to our right. And there's plenty of Freemen of the Dales here. Make no mistake about that. There are a lot of enemies here. Oh! God, I got shield bashed. Oh look, they had a stew on the go. I'm sorry I interrupted supper. Okay, so that smuggler's letter should be down this road. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Templars aren't the most discreet. Just to our left now, so it should just be at the top of this hill. There we go. Lyrium Smuggler Apostate. Here we go, the first letter. Master Kells. Numbers are fantastic. Trade's booming with all this lyrium showing up. Maybe it's red instead of blue, but people are still buying. That mage we picked up can look into what the colour means. He needs to start earning his keep. We have more coin on hand too. No need to pay off some greasy dwarf since the red stuff isn't from the deep roads. Must be killing them. Someone struck lyrium up here, and there's not getting a piece. Vishlan.
Note. It claims this red lyrium is not coming from the deep roads.
It's not coming from the deep roads because it's... From what we know of red lyrium, it has so much going on with it.
A decent gardener could do wonders with this mess.
Well, I, Vivienne, am not a decent gardener. Our next stop is going to be the villa, where we're going to find some more Freemen of the Dales. Ooh, and Pyrophyte. Villa Morel. Freeman orders. Did you hear? Sister Cousteau has fallen. I'm surprised it took so long. She was soft. Unfortunately, we also lost the rats we were going to send to Saladin. We have to make sure this doesn't happen again. If you're wondering, Saladin is a keep in Empire du Lion. And there is a big dude on the other side of those boxes. Commander Duheim. He is a big dude. Down he goes.
This was one of the people troubling those cave rats.
There you go. So now we have the key to Villa Marot and the glittering Dameon, which is a weapon I've no doubt Bull would be interested in. Yeah, so there's a read over here. Duheim's note. August has made progress in the Exalted Plains. We are together in this, but Maker's Breath. How that irks me. That weapon, or whatever secret is hidden in those glyphs, is mine by rights. Maleficent trusts me. Bah, he won't have it. Not while I live. There you go. I think we can have Varric open up these... actually, I don't actually need him to do that. There's a set of doors on the other side which are locked. I do need Varric to unlock those, however. Once we've looted the outside, we will head into the Villa Maru. There you go, so you see 2 locked doors with a key. Let's see if Varric can open this up for us. Thank you. Now get out of my way. Duheim's notes. The shipments are prepared, and once again the rats from Watcher's Reach are getting in my way. One woman got far enough into my camp to look in the crates, scourging for food. No doubt, sneaky little peasants. Perhaps traps next time. So you can definitely tell that Duheim was that of a unpleasant person, considering he's talking about... How did I miss? There we go. Nearly just over halfway of completing Primeval Red Lyrium. And that gate is just so flush, it's not like I could just jump through the gap.
The Freemen's leader should be holed up here. This place has seen better days.
Do you expect cleanliness from a group of thugs, Inquisitor?
Well, you think if they're going to move into somewhere nice, they'd keep it nice.
I haven't heard anything from the plane, have you?
Well, that did it. There is plenty of treasure to find in here. Pages from Lord Murrell's journal. The journal of one of the villa's former owners. The current occupants tossed it aside. Artem is the very soul of discretion. I could have a Templar to dinner and they would be none the wiser. If the Templars haven't gone off to do Maker knows what, I might try it. Valerie complains, but the Empress herself has such an advisor. Why not me? His services are useful, and no one could better ensure our security. No matter, the distractions of the city will ease her mind soon enough. So it seems the owners have left and made for that of slightly comfier.
Let's look around.
What have I got here? Key fragments.
Part of a key. There's a rune inscribed on it. Or part of one.
There you go, and I think this is one book I've actually been wanting to read. Sexuality in Phaedus. What I find most interesting is that despite the lack of open discussion on matters of human sexuality, there is commonality to be found on the subject in all Andrastian lands. Typically, one's sexual habits are considered natural and separate from matters of procreation, and only among the nobility, where procreation involves issues of inheritance and the union of the powerful families. It is considered of vital importance, yet even there, a noble who has done their duty to the family might be allowed to pursue their own sexual interests without raising eyebrows. The view of indulging lusts with a member of the same gender varies from land to land. In Orlais it is considered a quirk of human character, and nothing more. In Ferelden it is a matter of scandal, if done indiscreetly, but otherwise nothing noteworthy. In Tevinter it is considered selfish and deviant behaviour among nobles, but actively encouraged with favoured slaves. Nowhere is it forbidden, and sex of any kind is only considered worthy of judgment when taken to awful excess, or performed in the public eye. From the Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of the Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. Genetivi is a book that Dorian once had us try to find, or would like to have read in our library but couldn't find it. There we go. Kick that one off the bucket list. Oh, this is a bother. My inventory is full. So we're going to have to be looking out for stuff that we really, really want from now on. Only the expensive stuff. Don't need that. Don't need a book. Don't need Within Vitar. And I don't need a heavy axe. Okay, so we're going to head back and we'll try the other wing.
When did they arrive?
A few hours ago. He's talking with them now.
There we go, I'm just going to loot this real quick. Clawback lever, I'll take it. I can't pick up bowstring. Should be some items in here. Golden silk, I'll take it. Embrium, sure. Don't really need herbs, but there you go. Free embrium, sure. Oh, the bowstring. There we go, so the second piece of a key fragment. The third we'll find a little bit further up. Cotton. And nug skin. A servant's letter. A neatly penned note addressed to the villa's former owner. My lord, everything is in order for departure. I've granted leave to all non-essential staff and arranged transportation for the time you requested. I've taken the liberty of securing the more valuable items in your personal storeroom. I trust you will find everything to your satisfaction. Artem. So Artem was the servant here. That's the one that the former owner was talking about in his letter that we found earlier. There you go. And there's a person called Maleficent out here somewhere. I believe he's a mage. Here he comes. Oh no, is he not here? There he is. He's a rogue. There you go, he likes getting kicked around a bit. Being a rogue, that's going to be easy. He's going to take maximum damage from everything, considering his low defense.
That seems to be the last of them.
I'm guessing that was the man in charge.
We struck a blow against the freemen.
And for some reason he was carrying a staff.
I'm sorry to see him go.
There's a red Templar note. A letter bearing the Templar seal. Have a chat with Maleficent. Make sure he's running everything smoothly. While there, see if any of his men might wish to volunteer their services in Empire du Lion. We could always use a few more. Be discreet. Maleficent's still useful. I doubt he'd remain so if he thinks we were stealing his soldiers.
We interrupted their meeting with the Templars.
They weren't expecting us. Whatever they came for might still be here.
Oh, yes it is. There we go, so find a way to reassemble the rune key. That requires a rune engraved key, so we need to make it. By doing that, we need Cassandra to knock this down. There we go, then read the inscription.
They must have been smuggling it for the Templars.
Not anymore.
There we go, so Lord Murrell. I posed a few questions to my contacts in the White Spire, discreetly of course, lest they want the piece for themselves. From what I can gather, the device, rustically dubbed a lyrium epilon, is meant to restore broken runes. They are not widely used. Some suggest that if the rune were affixed to an object, the device could restore the item. Although I was unable to confirm the truth of this is purely academic, as it requires a mage to function. It is nevertheless a rare piece prized among collectors of curiosities. I trust you are pleased with the purchase. Sincerely, Emile Fabre, collector and purveyor of unique ephemerae, if that is indeed the words. So place the fragments, and now we energize. Now we have ourselves a key. Malifant's journal. Malifant kept several journals. This one details the founding of the Freemen of the Dales. August and I have established outposts in the Emerald Graves. We are spreading the word to both armies. I'm sick of good Orlesian men and women dying for someone else's cause. It ends now. Orlais should belong to us, the people who defend her, who till her fields. If we were to fight and kill for something, let it be that. Several pages later. Templars approached us. They are not the order I knew, but they have offered weapons and gold if we help them bring supplies through the Emerald Graves. If we are to free the Dales from the grasp of nobility, we need what they have to offer. It's a deal with a demon, but our cause is worthwhile. Deal with a demon more than you flaming well know. Jesus.
So here's where they kept the good stuff.
Oh yeah. Bronto hide. Embryum, lamb's wool and Gurgut webbing. Orlesian banner crown. A corrupting rune and I want the corrupting rune though. Let's break some stuff. There we go. Taking. There are still two more chests. Vanguard male legs, sure. This is schematic, don't weigh anything. And whirling blades. No, thank you. There you go. So after dealing with Malifant, all that leaves now is Argon's Lodge. That's the last stronghold for the Freemen of the Dales. And once we've completed Argon's Lodge, that would be the last thing we need to do for Fairbanks in order to get his information. If I look at the quest map, that should be so. Because a deluded chevalier is go to Argon's Lodge. There's a smuggler letter just behind there. And then more to the north. I believe it's the north where we will find a frost, an ice dragon. There we go guys, that's the end of our Dragon Age Inquisition and we've just embarked on the Emerald Graves. We also completed a quest for Cassandra, which now means we now know the truth of Lord Seeker Lucius and the Templar Order, what he allowed them to become and what he was trying to do to the Seekers. All because of the Rite of Tranquility can be reversed, and that it was covered up by the previous Lord Seeker, who was Lord Seeker Lambeth, who was assassinated before the Mage Rebellion begun. Or was it just after? I think it was just after. So, that's the end of that one. Continuing on, we will finish off the Emerald Graves and perhaps fight a dragon. The one in the Emerald Graves is a tough one, but I believe I have what I need. Considering the fact that I am now unkillable, it's always a bonus. Anyway guys, I will see you on the next one. Thank you,